back, guys. Today we're gonna be talking about books that we've read. Well, Sid has read, and me struggling to bring content up because I have not read anything.
Well, okay, see, you're not struggling to bring content up. It's just like the specific thing that we're talking about because we were just talking about manga and manhwa. We would have the longest video on this channel by far. Probably, like, how many did you read this month? We're not going to be talking about all of them for that reason.
This month I've only caught up with updates. I haven't started anything new.
Yeah, but you've read a lot, right? Like, how many approximately different things have you read?
Like updates wise, I've read like over 70 or 100 chapters. Like
What
I
did I
haven't
tell?
started anything new.
Yeah, but that's still a lot. All right.
I have so many to start actually. I have like hundreds of tabs open.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, hundreds of, how does your computer still work, Prisha?
It's my
And
phone.
how that's even worse. Or is it? I don't know. The stories, optics, of whatever. This is off topic. Yeah. Hi. Today we're going to be talking about everything we read in May, and we are going to be getting into everything that we are going to read in the month of June. It's been an interesting month for me, is all I'll say. Because I have had quite a variety of things I've read. So I have my notebook here with stuff that I've read and my TBR, and it's been really interesting. So we're gonna split this into three different sections. First, we're going to talk about the books that we've read this month. Then we're going to talk about the manga and manhwa that we read this month. Manhwa in Prisha's case, I only read manga as of right now. Uh, and then we're going to talk about our TBR. So sit back, do whatever the hell you want in the background. We will, yeah, for about an hour. Uh, let's get right into it. So, Prisha, do you want to start or should I?
I'll start. I'll
All
start
right.
with the books.
All
So
right. So you do one, I do
I
one, and
you
then we
may
have
be
one, and
thinking
I
that
do
I've
one.
completed these since the last video. I have not.
I was.
I have not completed anything. Okay. So
Mhm.
I've gotten past a couple of chapters. You can see the markers here. Whenever I like a page or a sentence or a paragraph, I like mark it. So I've caught up with like 3 or 4 chapters more of this. And honestly, it's getting real. I'm not even lying. It's getting real. Remember when I told you guys I wasn't sure if this was like a metaphorical term for monsters or like a literal term? I know
Is
now.
it a spoiler if you tell? Okay, you're not gonna say what it is. You just know.
Do you want me to say it?
Is it a spoiler? Do you consider
It's
it a
not
spoiler? You're
exactly a
already not.
spoiler. It's more like I think too much.
Mm. All right.
So
Yeah, no,
they're
I can
literal
tell.
monsters. It's not metaphorical.
Well,
These
I
these
mean,
these
something can be literal and metaphorical at the same time in the story. That's just how it works. That's
No,
how
no, no.
fantasy as a whole
Metaphorical
works.
is what the main character is going through emotionally. That's there too. But these guys are
Yeah, no,
getting
that's
hurt for real. They're being stabbed. They're being thrown on the ground on their backs. They're like breaking bones. They haven't broken a bone yet, but they'll probably
that's
break some
unfortunate.
soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so unfortunate. They should
No,
be
no, 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 no.
bones
Not
left
them
to
breaking the
right.
bones. Them getting hurt.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently on chapter 14, and
Mm-hmm.
at this point both of them have come officially like teamed up to defeat whatever the fuck is after them.
Mm-hmm.
This is so like freaky.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, how is like? So, is it still as gay as it sounded last time?
No, I mean it is, but now
Uh-huh.
the gayness has been diluted by like the monsters and them
Oh,
like potentially dying.
damn it! I was looking forward to the pianist thing.
Like at this point I'm still debating, it could be metaphorical, but they're getting hurt by these metaphorical monsters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna delve into this anymore because I haven't even read it. Um,
yeah. All right. So I.
okay, wait, yeah, you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, The first book I read in this month, I didn't realize I read this month. I finished this month because I thought I had finished it in April. That's why I put it in the April
You're lie
wrap
in
up.
April.
All right. And part of me would just be clapping at that joke. Yeah, good job. But uh,
No, it's an anime name. Did you
I
not get
know
the
that's
reference?
why.
You.
That's why, because she likes that one. But I thought this was the first book that this was the last book that I read in April. Apparently, I read it on the first day. I finished it on the first day of May. So, uh, but since I've already spoken about it, we are going to be talking about the real first book I read in May, which is Gardens of the Moon by Stephen Erickson, and you cannot see this cover whatsoever. But uh, I really enjoyed this book. So I mean, I told you already in the previous video, which is
Yeah,
just like,
you spoke
oh
about
yeah,
this last video.
yeah, but I barely spoke about it, and I hadn't finished it at the time. So I'll just give you my thoughts because I okay. And, so you remember Elron? I hope you guys know Elron. If you don't, he's a very cool man. He's the coolest. But and this Malazan is his favorite series of all time, and Malazan is a series with a reputation, and it is supposed to be the most confusing thing on the planet. It was supposed to be mind wrenching, supposed to be head turning. It was not that to the extent I was told. It is more confusing than most fantasy novels. I will concede that. But when your book starts with just a 5-page spread explaining who each and every character is, I don't think it's going to be that confusing. But and it wasn't that confusing until uh now this is where my problems with the book started, because up until like this one section towards the end I was really enjoying this. Like my enjoyment of the book was only going up. There was more stuff happening. The characters were getting more and more intriguing. It was just getting better as a whole, I think. And there was one section right before the section that I really didn't like, that I thought was really good at its emotional payoff. It was really well written. The tension building in that part was really well handled. And then there was this is where the downfall of this book kind of comes, because I say downfall, but really it just went from a 4 star to a 3.5 stars. But uh, when I mean the downfall, it's like, yeah, how do I explain this? Basically, stuff just happens and it doesn't really make that much sense at all. And I think it could have been avoided really easily. Not like in the story, but like the confusion that comes along with it. You know what I mean?
You should just read like simple literature.
Yeah, yeah. What is it called? Very Hungry Caterpillar. I love that one. But what this book does, it's just like, in there's one section towards the end that is just so needlessly confusing, just because like there's this stuff, and I'm so and the book is acting like it's this big thing that's happening. And there was this one section that was like, there was this one plot line that was being built up so perfectly, and then it just ends with this. And like, I really loved the scenes involving that plot line before this, but the way it wrapped up was just so confusing. It introduced random elements that it's like, it would have had an impact if it had been set up earlier in the book, but it wasn't. I don't know quite how to explain this. It's strange, but that section like really lowered my enjoyment of the book. After that, it kind of like, there was still a lot more of the book to go, and liked what came after that a little bit more, not as much as the rest of the book, but I did like it. Another thing about this book is that I like the characters. I'm just not really emotionally invested in them right now. Like, you ever have that? For sure.
Honestly, I not really. I'm
Uh-huh.
not very attached to books I read.
That's not nice to them, I guess. But
No, see, I'm attached to them physically. I don't want them to deteriorate. I want them to stay in perfect condition forever. But the story itself, I read to know the story and to like enjoy it. I think I only get emotional or like when it's like really happy that it get, like it's really cute or it's really happy, or it's like um gut wrenching sad. It's like,
Mm.
and no character that does not always count as gut wrenching sad.
No, it doesn't. I mean, if only if it's
It
like
always
really well written.
it could be a fork falling to the ground. If it's written well, I would cry over it.
Oh yeah, there's an author that's coming up that I'm going to talk about, and she's that. She is that,
You can make anything sad. You just gotta write it well.
and she does. Yeah. But back to Malazan, it's just like I like the characters, but like if I look at the other first books in the series, it's like Way of Kings. I was really attached to the characters by the end of that. Obviously, Blade itself. I have the world. I have the world. I was admittedly like it is my favorite series of all time, The Wheel of Time. But I was less attached to the characters than most series there, so I have hope for this, even though I was still really attached to most of the characters there. Malazan, I do really like the characters. I think they just got better as the book went on. By the end, they kind of fell flat. Like, I mean, by the end, I still really like them. I'm interested to see where it goes on. I know the second book follows a completely different cast of characters, which is both exciting and kind of daunting. But yeah, that's everything. So those are my extremely long thoughts on Malazan Book Reform. It took like 5 minutes for that. All right, Prashad's turn.
Oh shit, it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So this book,
Yeah.
I seriously have nothing to say about this book. It's
Mm-hmm.
intriguing, and reading about statistics is like really fun for me. But
Mm-hmm.
when I have to talk about it, there's nothing I can talk about it that would get you hooked onto this book.
Mm.
Not you. I know people who would, but I don't think Sid will ever get hooked onto this book.
I might honestly like I've been
And
reading more nonfiction now than okay. Yeah.
this book doesn't only talk about like economic statistics. It also talks about psychology, not in the way of people's feelings exactly, but in the way of how people react to different situations, guilt, and the usual. Where did Sid go?
Sorry, I thought someone called me. Go on.
So this book is intriguing, like into it gets you thinking
Interesting.
about stuff you never really thought about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shit I said last time, but now I'm doubling down on it.
That is the way to go. Yes. How,
Yes. Now we should
oh, you're
hear
buffering.
Sid talk
Okay.
about his next book.
All right. Wait, you turn off the camera. All right. I will go on.
Yes, please go
The
on.
yes, the third book. Okay, wait. I forgot to give my rating for Malazan. Oh, I did right for Malazan. Did I say my
No, you
rating?
didn't. You didn't give a rating, not a number.
All right, 3.5 out of 5. It was good. So,
3.5, that's pretty low.
it's a 7 out of 10. That's not low. That's just,
Yeah, but when
it's
you
good.
scale
I
it up
mean,
to 7 out of 10, it doesn't sound that low. But when you say 3.5 out of 5, it does sound low.
it does sound low, but it's not my. The only time when it starts being bad is like 2 for me. Because, like, I gave Sunlit Man a 2 stars. I don't like that book. But, okay, you know what? Let's get right into it. Prisha, you recognize this guy.
Hmm?
You recognize this guy.
I do.
You
Why are
do.
you still
Yeah.
talking about these books?
I read this month. Why do you think? I still have 4 books left in the series.
Wow.
Yeah. Where's your camera off? Okay. But
I'll turn
uh,
it off, turn it on in a bit.
all right.
You keep talking.
So Yeah, so this book is the second standalone in the world of First Law. It's the heroes, if you're just listening to this. It was a great book, first of all. It's not my favorite of the series. It would probably be actually my second least favorite of the series. That's not saying much though, because I love every single First Law book. There is not a single one that has dipped underneath 4 stars for me. This is a 4.25 to a 4.5 stars. Uh, I just love this one. I would put this after Berserk goal in my ranking of the first Los Angeles, but it was really great. First of all, like I didn't think I would like this book as much as I did, not because it's Abercrombie, but because it is 3 days nonstop of battle in the book, and to be completely honest, I don't like action scenes as much as I once used to. But it was actually a lot more. It was a lot less action than I expected, and I really appreciated that. And as I already know, I really love Abercrombie's action. So what was there was phenomenal. And there are these chapters where he just plays with these kind of the format of the chapter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like he'll like have a specific kind of like idea for a chapter, and he will play around with it a lot, and he'll come up with a really unique kind of structure that it follows. Um, how do I say this without like taking away the surprise? I'll say one of the
You go on.
lesser surprising chapters. Like a lot of them, like there's one chapter. It is, I will just say the name of the chapter. It is called Casualties. It is phenomenal. It is a and like it mainly follows characters that we don't know, and it is one of the best chapters of anything I've ever read. And I will not say much more beyond that. But there's one other chapter where you're just following. A letter being delivered from one side of the war camp to another side, and stuff happens in between, and like you're following, and like when the letter gets handed off, you follow the other. It swaps to the person who it was just handed off to, and it keeps going and going until stuff keeps happening. And that's one of the more tame ones, but it was still really fun to read because it's Abercrombie writing it. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book, by the way. And this is one of his like most more thematically focused books. Like First Law, the themes really just like convulsed by the end of the third book, and Besart Gold really like kind of restated that. This one goes into a couple new ones while also keeping one of the like some of the themes that are common in all of Abercrombie's stuff. I think it's just, I think, like a common thing that he holds in his mind, I suppose. Uh, but what happens by the end? The ending was phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. Surishan spoiled it for me. Basically, I'm mad at him. Uh, no reaction to that. I'm okay.
No, your voice is breaking.
Oh shit.
I I didn't get like half of that. Or maybe it's my
Oh,
internet.
so Surishan basically just spoiled this book for me. All right. Can you hear me now? Am I buffering?
No, I can hear you now.
All right. Surishan basically just spoiled the whole book for me. I mean, spoiled the ending of the book, like one of the final, like biggest kind of
And you
events that
let him
happens.
do that?
I no, I didn't know it was a spoiler. I didn't like put two and two together that it was a spoiler. But he was like telling me how
Oh
these
my
books
god.
aren't. Yeah, he
So he
read the.
edged the spoiler to you.
This is a PG-13 channel. He was just talking about how these books aren't really standalones, and s- they are pretty much really important to actually get what's happening in the wider story of First Law. And I agree with him for the most part so far. But he said something, and I was like, oh, and I thought he was talking about something in Best of Gold, and he was actually talking about something in this. And so towards the end of the book, I put two and two together, and I was like, shit. And I predicted exactly what was going to happen, and it still hit really hard. Do not get me wrong, it was amazing, but I would have liked it even more if Srishan hadn't spoiled it for me. So curse you, Srishan. Uh, yeah, but it was really great. 4.25 out of 5. Uh, what's your next? Oh wait, you don't have any more books
I
to
don't
talk about.
have any.
All right. Well, that is all right because I just have one more book to talk about before I get into my TBR. So it was a relatively slow month for me. This is a
Relatively
surprise.
slow.
This is a surprise, alright. But like it's not a surprise as in I read it. It's just surprised me with like how much I liked it.
A
Have you
short
heard of it?
history of everything.
Nearly.
Nearly everything.
So the first time I heard of this book was from Tutor Ramble. They were talking about like they were it was like a video about authors' favorite books, and this is Teddy Pratchett's favorite book, as far as I remember. You know Teddy Pratchett.
Yep.
He's the
I
best.
got you a book of his.
Yeah. And so that intrigued me. And then my grandfather got me this completely unprompted, which was very nice of him. And so I've been like going on and off, like listening to the audiobook of this, reading it physically. And I'm not gonna and like it is non-fiction. And it was really great because first of all he presents the information so compellingly, and also he has a great sense of humor. Like I was surprised that he wasn't British, because you just know British humor, right? You know what it sounds like, you know how to speak. And also the audiobook narrator was, I'm pretty sure, British. I might be accent stereotyping there, but it's fine. uh but like I was surprised he wasn't British, because like there's a specific kind of wit to this book, in the way that he talks about stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. He doesn't sound American. Not to insult Americans. Uh, this is getting weird. So, what, uh, what we have here is just like, there's the final paragraph of this book is legitimately, it made me like, I was playing. Uh, yeah, I was listening to it on audiobook, and like it generally just made me stop and listen to the whole thing with not doing anything else. And the final paragraph of this book is great. And as it ramps up towards the end, he's specifically tackling some things that, well, if you don't know, he's specifically tackling like origins of humanity, the meaning of life in one book, in one chapter, which
Like
I wasn't expecting.
philosophy.
Philosophy, it's like a mix between philosophy, a mix between history, a mix between, and a mix between what's it called, science, obviously. And
Hmm.
within that,
Philosophy has
he's
always been a mix of science,
yeah,
but
uh,
it contradicts some theories of science because it
yeah,
focuses more on. I'm not gonna.
yeah.
Oh my god, Sid, did you
uh
get distracted?
no, I just looked at it. Okay, shut up. I'm not It's
You
not like out
literally
of
got
luck.
distracted. Okay, did you guys see
it's,
that?
it's not like out of just randomly zoning out for half of an episode and not saying anything. Okay, I'm not out of. But yeah, and the way that he handles a lot of it, while keeping some sense of humor, and also like being able to know when to go serious, but also tinting it with that edge of humor, along with and like he delves into a lot of like how the process by which scientists like present their information, present a lot of the theories that they have, some of the more eccentric ideas that even the smartest people had. It just kind of shows a lot of the chaos of the scientific world, and just the chaos in both like the actual like theory part of it, and the chaos in just like how the world actually works, because like by all accounts, in many ways we shouldn't exist. But uh it's just a really great book, and if it wasn't for something later down the line, this would have actually been my book of the month, which is very surprising to me. I was not expecting that. But yeah, this was my second favorite book this month, and it's great. So let's get into the manga and manhwa side of it, shall we, Prisha?
Okay. Um, I'm only gonna be talking about like two of the manhwas I've read,
Uh-huh.
and I'll give like Dawn to Dawn a special mention because big news,
Yeah.
season 3 is coming out.
Okay. What happened to your camera, by the way?
I don't know, it turns off sometimes, and I just don't
Okay.
like my face. Yeah, and then I'll talk about manhwas that I want to read and I am reading. And then we can move on to some anime. Oh no, we're doing that tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but
News.
we're not doing Muid Gasa right now. Come on.
Mute Casa.
Muid. Muid.
Mute.
It's not MY. It's not monthly. You and updates don't give a shit about.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, okay, start.
Okay. So first one I want to talk about is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Okay. So I've been following this for like over 2 years, honestly. Like it, I think not even 2 years. It's been like what's this year? 2025, right?
125.
It's been 4 years since I've been following Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. I haven't
Talking
read the
story
web
just gone to
novel.
that.
I haven't read the web novel because I tried to read it once, but I didn't like the writing style because I'm really used to classical literature. Yeah, so I mainly read like non-fiction and classic literature, and like yeah, classic literature includes a lot of stuff like you could say tragedy, romance. Um, it also debates on that's not the point. Okay. So I didn't really like the way the web novel was written, so I couldn't really enjoy reading it. I know people who have. So let's talk about Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. So honestly, it's getting a movie adaptation, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm not talking about the manga. It's getting a movie adaptation, and I
You
am
should talk about
so
the.
disappointed.
Oh,
The cast is
continue,
fine.
continue.
The cast is
Uh-huh.
fine. Yo Jung Hyuk could be casted better, in my opinion. But like the casting is fine. The casting is good. But the writing of the movie, they've completely they've erased everything interesting about it. So, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is all about mixing modern weapons and fighting styles with traditional weapons and fighting styles. And the is Yo Jung Hyuk, the second main character after yeah, Kim Doksha. He uses a sword, and there's this really iconic line that he uses in the manhwa where Kim Dokja is conversing with him. He's insulting him to get him on the right path. And Yo Jung Hyuk gets rage baited because he's hot headed, short tempered.
It's just a spoiler.
No, it's not. It's like the first 5 to 10 chapters. It's not a spoiler. It's an
How
iconic
many
moment.
chapters are there?
There's like right now 256 came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Go
there's
on.
this really iconic line. Let's see which is faster, your tongue or my sword. That Yo Jung Hyuk told Kim Doksha.
Mhm.
So the movie, Yo Jung Hyuk doesn't use a sword anymore.
Oh,
He uses a gun. So you can see where this is going. Okay,
I can
that's
see. Yes.
that's one of the small changes that has completely like ruined the enjoyability of the film, the movie as a manhwa reader. And
Uh-huh.
then there is the system that Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is built on. So this is called the stream system, where the planet is taken over by these creatures that are called the Dukabes. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Hmm.
Dukabes, Dukabe, whatever. Yeah,
Hmm.
I've never really thought about pronouncing it. I just read the word and like moved on. Yeah.
You
So
don't
these
like in sub vocalize?
I call them Dukabes
All right. Okay.
or Dok. I don't know. Anyways, so these creatures they monitor the stream and they earn revenue from constellations who watch humans fight for their lives and struggle.
Uh-huh.
So they have completely removed the constellation, the stream system from the film. This was
Oh.
the foundation of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint.
Uh,
So
hmm.
I don't know how
So that it's a pretty big change. It's a pretty big thing to change, basically.
they have completely taken the foundation out. This is not even a change. This is just another story with the same characters.
Oh, like Will Time. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, but the Wheel of Time has the concept, right?
You keep going.
The Wheel of Time has the concept. The
I
concept
don't
is
know.
gone from the movie.
Sure.
It's like saying, it's like talking about boards without the
I
government.
don't want to.
But the government doesn't exist.
Oh, that sounds nice. Okay, then no,
That's
wait.
the
No, it
whole.
doesn't.
That's
Uh,
what's like. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So that's all I had to say about Omnis and Reader's Viewpoint. I'm not going to
Yeah.
talk about the manhwa. I just wanted to rant about the story.
All right. Speaking about the government, One Piece. You don't get that yet. You don't get that. All right.
I'll
It's
never
very
get it.
relevant. You will. You made the promise.
Okay,
All right.
fine.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Jesus Christ. So, before in my life, I have only been pushed to the brink of tears by three pieces of print media: the 12th and 14th Wheel of Time book, and the 5th Stormlight Archive book.
Stormlight
Now,
Archive still? Didn't you finish it?
I'm not talking about Stormlight now, but
Oh. Then what
now
is
there are
this?
four. This is One Piece.
Oh shit. I zoned out.
Yeah.
My bad.
Uh,
My bad, my bad, my bad.
all right. Yeah, I agree. But
I'll listen.
uh, yeah. Okay. Keep your camera on. All
I
right.
looked shit. The light is like hitting me in the worst way possible.
They close the curtains. What we
Yeah,
have
but then
here,
the tube light will hit me in the worst way possible.
then I don't. No one cares.
I can just sit in
Acha,
the
I'm just
darkness
kidding.
if that's what.
Fine. Just keep the camera on. No one wants to see like
Okay,
the
fine.
circle with. Uh,
You know what?
but
You're right.
oh god damn it! All right. What we have here is the fourth saga of One Piece, which is the Water Seven Saga. All right. Uh, it's great. It is so great. First of all, I read the Water Seven arc like months ago. See, that's good. And
No, the light is
what?
still hitting me like shit. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Continue One Piece.
okay.
One
I'm
Piece.
sorry. I'm sorry for our bad jokes, but what we
You
have
should be.
here. This is the
You're
fourth
lying.
saga. Are you done?
No.
All right. Uh, I read the Water Seven arc, which is the second arc in this saga, a couple months ago. I think even like during pre-boards or something. And it was great. It became my favorite arc of this manga immediately. It was so good. Uh, and because of like the dynamics between the crew that had been built up, it took advantage of that completely. It was just perfect tension building. And it left off just like, and I in my mind, like, these are the same arc basically. And East Lobby just takes everything from that and makes it even better. And the end, Jesus, I am at a loss for words, and I can't shut up most of the time. But is that a phone? But
Yeah,
what we have,
I'm taking a picture.
yeah,
Smile.
all right. This is One Piece. It makes me smile. This I have grown so so what this arc does is like before this, there are members of the crew that I don't have like an emotional connection to. Like I like them, but I'm not like that connected to them. I After this, I am connected to almost I am connected to and deeply invested in pretty much every single member of this crew. It does such a great job at just taking these characters, putting them in these new situations, building upon what you have before, and creating something new, but also so amazing. And one thing about One Piece that everyone talks about are flashbacks, obviously, because they're such a big part of the series.
There's so many
And
fillers in the anime.
yeah, I'm not
Is it
watch.
the
That's why I'm not
same with
watching it.
like the
That's
Oh,
not why.
okay.
And like the flashbacks are such a big part of the manga, and well, this is probably the best they've ever been. Like, uh, the flashbacks of the character in this arc are easily the best. They have the most thematic depth to them. They tackle like some of One Piece's best themes, uh, and they are just deeply emotional. Like by the end of it, it was just devastating seeing how this character got to where they are now. I'm saying they because I don't want to spoil who it is, because like there's two options. And it's more action oriented than a lot of the other One Piece arcs. And Skypia I didn't like because of how much action there was, because I didn't like the action at all much, but there are stakes to this action because of what has been built up from Water 7. And I won't say what the objective of this arc is, but because of that there is a deep emotional stake for the crew. uh, and that makes it all the better, and I can't wait for Arif to read this so that we can talk about it here.
Fun.
That's what I'm saying. Out of
I
I
feel
would
like if
force
I
you to watch
started
this and
reading
you
now,
better read it. Yeah.
I feel like if I started reading that now, I'd finish it before Arav even started.
He started.
Before he even reached halfway through.
Maybe. I mean, you're fast with manga and manhwa. You're faster than me with books than I with manga and manhwa.
What can I
I thought you,
say?
I thought you were doing that to like celebrate.
Oh no.
No, you're just stretching.
Celebrate
All right,
what?
but uh, and after this arc, I read the post Ennies lobby arc, and I have a lot less to say about it. But it set up a lot of stuff for the future that was really great. There were still some emotional moments in it, even though it was a much smaller arc. I think it was like 10 chapters or something. And Prisha, please read this. I told you, just the first 99 chapters. Just the first 99 chapters. Like, I
Okay,
know
you
how
know
fast
what?
you read.
I'm gonna put it
Huh?
on my to be reading list. Okay. I've got like hundreds on here. I'll add that too.
I see this as an absolute win. All right, let's do this shit. So, let's get into our TBR. You go first.
No, okay, fine. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
First I wanna make an honorable mention to Down to Down
Uh-huh.
because third season's coming out and this season is gonna be lit. Okay. There's no
I have
other
to
way to
watch.
describe it than lit. You should
Mm-hmm.
watch it, but like don't watch it with parents.
Because I know the I know the main concept. So yeah, I'm not going to. Uh,
So I know the concept sounds like really
yeah,
um not
yeah.
promising.
Mm.
But honestly,
That makes me
as you
more
keep
interested.
reading the manhwa, they keep introducing more and more.
It's a manhwa. I
And
thought it
like
was manga.
yeah, there's like really sus moments in the manga too.
Okay, manga.
But like you get over it because the story keeps progressing so quickly. Like I'm at 200
Mm-hmm.
chapters.
Oh,
No shit. Can you cut that out? That's a spoiler.
how much? That's a spoiler. Okay, I knew the day would come when you call something a spoiler. Finally. All right. We are
Oh
having
yeah,
some technical
just cut that.
difficulties.
Yeah, just cut out that 200 chapter part.
No, I'll just like put a censor over it, and I'm just gonna be like, we are having some technical difficulties, and then just play something, and then all right.
Okay.
But mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right
Spoil
now
me. Holy
the
shit! I was
manga
gonna
is at
watch it.
like I think it's at like 197. I'm not sure, but like I need to catch up with like the last like two or three chapters. But the story is progressing really fast. That's all I can say. The sus
Mm-hmm.
moments are drowned out because of how fast, how how many characters are being introduced and how many problems are being solved one after the other.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite character right now is this one guy. What's his
Yeah.
name?
Out of.
Pause.
Mm. You didn't hear my out of joke. I'm disappointed. Go.
Okay, so like right now, my least favorite character is Kinta Sakata.
Uh huh.
This guy. Wait, let me turn my brightness down.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's still.
I don't need no light to see him shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like I'm not even talking about yeah. See, just his character in general. Okay, I thought he would be like
Mm.
a run like a gag character, you know, that appear for a while and then they disappear. But he's just
Mm-hmm.
constantly like it feels like a nuisance to the other characters because he
Uh huh.
can't do anything. He's like me in the manga universe. Okay, I can't do shit. Just like me, he can't do shit. Okay, the only thing he has to offer is his imagination. So
Wow.
I'm not gonna spoil it exactly, but um there is this object in Dandadan that's introduced later on, and it can like form objects based on how you imagine them to be.
Oh,
And
it's the Chaos Emeralds.
yeah, most other characters have like a problem with using it, but he is able
Mm-hmm.
to use it really well because he's like a weeb. He's
All
obsessed
right.
with manga and anime and stuff like that.
Oh, that's why you can all. That's another point you can relate to him on.
Yeah, but honestly, he just feels so kind. He feels kind of gross. I can't
Oh,
put my.
Is he like? Uh.
He is obsessed with this other character. It's a
Oh, like
cute.
that. All right.
Yeah, it's a
All
cute
right. Yeah.
alien girl, and he just keeps
Oh,
making comments about how cute she is and stuff like that. And that's. I don't like
Prisha.
characters like that.
Prisha, you found your Sanji. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but Sanji, I can ship Sanji with Zoro.
That is very true. Holy shit. That's
Sanji is
hard. That's a
gay,
good point.
but like I don't.
I
Like,
mean, in canon, it's like the farthest thing from gay you can get, but like, sure, why
it's always the gay guys that try to like pretend they're straight.
not? Arif?
But Arab's cheated on you multiple times with
I,
guys, so
he's not even trying. He's not even trying anymore.
he's not trying to hide it.
He's not trying. Yeah.
So this is the character. This is the cute
Mm-hmm.
alien girl. Do you see her with the horns,
Uh,
antennas,
horns. Okay. Yeah, like she's
antennas?
Anju, Satan. Uh,
I don't
I'm,
know. He
I'm
just
gonna
he
beep
just
out that
really
name
weirds
because
me
I.
out.
Okay, yeah, his face is creepy. I don't like him. I don't.
Like it would have
But
been
like,
fine if he was like a run and he was just like a gag character that appears for a while and then disappears. And I don't like how he tries to hit on like every girl. That's really gross.
you really found your Sanji, Prisha. You really found your Sanji. We've
But
been talking about this for.
he is just being dragged around and he is making the other characters look better, which I think is really awful.
Yeah. Maybe
And
that was his
then
intention. He's just like, these guys are kind of looking lame right now. Let's just add in the biggest loser on the planet to make them look cool.
I mean the
It's like
main
Arif
character
with
is
us.
kind of lame too, but he gets better. And I like the way his lameness is depicted. The main
Mm-hmm.
character's lameness is depicted well because he's a loser, but he's not a degenerate.
There is a difference. Yeah.
But
All
like
right.
Kinta also provides comedic relief.
It
He's
does the
he's
that you
funny.
like.
He's funny a little bit. He's dumb, ignorant to everything that happens around him.
Mm.
He thinks he can save everyone. He thinks he's like the shit, but he's literally competing with the main character with like intense plot armor and a girl with supernatural powers, and an alien, and a guy who's possessed by a really high-ranking demon spirit.
Mm.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
like he just makes the other two guys, the main character Okaran and Gigi, look better when compared to him. He just elevates their standing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Should I talk about mine now, or
Okay, go
are
ahead.
you done? Are you done? Or
Yeah, this is just like a
rant?
mention. Yeah, and a rant.
Yeah. All right. My first thing, which so we are like 7 days into the month, and I started this back in May towards the end.
He's
So
also really
I
arrogant.
what
Kinta is really arrogant. It gets on my nerves.
you can relate to him.
Shut up! I'm saying it in a good way. You know what they say, hate your own kind.
Who says that?
I do.
All right. I will talk about my book now, which is what we came here to do. But uh, uh, Assassin's Quest. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I finished the book, and I finished it in June. So I'm going to talk about it in the June wrap up if that ever happens. This was phenomenal. This was, I don't know if this is my favorite book in the series or not, but she is like, I was telling you earlier, like that cat you were talking about, a fork can drop, and that'll be like the most emotional thing you've ever read if it's really well written. This is that. This is that. She is like, she might have the most immersive writing style I've ever read. What a problem I have with Malazan, and a problem with I have with the book I'm reading right now, is that well it takes a bit to get into the writing style. Not like it's not hard to get into. It's just like it's less immersive than hers. She is so immersive with her writing style. She has maybe the best writing style ever of my favorite writing style of all time. Maybe I think Terry Pratchett beats her out though, because he's Terry Pratchett, of course. Uh, but first of all, this is a very divisive book. Because like there's a big section in the middle that was slow, and the biggest strength of the first. Okay, that's a bit of a spoiler, but what most people consider to be the biggest strength of the first two books is kind of stripped away from the main character in the middle section. And while I do agree that is the biggest strength, that's why I love the second book so much and this book so much too. I think it adds to the book in a lot of ways that I can't talk about without spoiling it. So yeah, but Prisha, if you had to read like one long book series, this would be the one that I would recommend to you because this seems the most Prisha coded, because the main character suffers like hell. Uh, and because of that, and like that's literally the series' reputation. Like the main character suffers like hell. That is the whole, and it. I think that's a bit overblown, but they're not lying in the first place either. And I'm gonna save my words because I'm gonna do a review on this later this weekend, and I'm going to talk about it in the June wrap up. It was phenomenal. What you got?
Oh, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
I'm gonna start on my to be reading and want to read list. Okay.
All right.
So currently, I'm reading like a lot. I'm keeping up. I'm keeping updates with a lot of manhwas. But there are some
Yeah.
I want to start reading again because I left them in the middle and like I never
Is
got
One
back to
Piece on
them.
your list for this month?
What? No,
Is
it's
One
not.
Piece on your list?
I've
Oh,
never read
damn
One
it.
Piece.
Is it like, are you starting it this month? Like, are you planning to?
I might.
Alright, that's
Okay.
unofficially part of your TBR. Let's do that. Let's say that.
Okay. So first, I want to mention Berserk. I'm
Okay, that's
starting
a big
Berserk
one.
again,
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah.
and I'm gonna start it from chapter one. I have forgotten everything. I'm gonna like relive the story.
Mm-hmm. I've
Then I
heard
also
great
want to
things.
do Madoc. So Madoc is like a really, it's like a kind of messed up. It's not emotionally messed up because I mean it is kind of. It's not that. It's okay. I'm gonna shut up. So I'm gonna continue reading Madoc too
Uh-huh.
because I don't remember what happened. I left like in middle of a chapter and like how do I describe Madoc? Madoc is basically BL, but it
Yeah.
delves into deeper deeper topics because gender isn't the main focus here. The focus is
Uh-huh.
that the main character is psychologically messed up. He
Mm.
summons a demon
Okay.
to eat. I'm not even going to tell you the story.
All
It's
right.
me.
You should talk about Berserk a bit more. You barely spoke about that just now.
Yeah, because I don't remember anything about Berserk.
Yeah, but just like talk about your basic feelings towards it and stuff.
So Berserk, I really like the concept. I'm not even gonna lie. People say it's messed up, but like I really like reading the little bit I did read of Berserk,
Mm-hmm.
and
First panel is
it's
supposed to be like really disturbing, right?
it is disturbing, especially
Mm-hmm.
like the just the first impression of Berserk is like wow. So like if you like open Berserk, the first chapter itself will tell you if it's meant for you or if it's not. So, like, guys, if you pick it up in a store, in a bookstore, it blossoms wherever, read the first chapter. You'll understand if it's for you or not.
Continue.
The artwork is really nice, and then it really delves into the realities of war,
Yes.
because most mangas, sometimes mangas don't do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it does it
Yeah.
so well, so perfectly. And then it's
Yeah.
also like, I wouldn't recommend it for anyone like 10 years old.
I hope not.
And if you're 10, don't read Berserk.
That's what you sound
And
like.
like, I've heard that instead of watching the series, you should read the manga, because like Attack on Titan, the series censors a lot of what the
Uh,
manga has, just like Attack on Titan. But Attack on Titan doesn't censor the story exactly, but Berserk censors the story.
oh.
Attack on Titan censors the gore, because yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I've heard both the animes are really good to watch. Like the first release, which happened in like 1995, and then the
Mhm.
recent one, which came in 2016, I think.
Mm.
But then again, the censorship is heavy. So
Yeah.
that's all
That.
I have to say about Berserk.
Mm. Yeah. Uh. But you did like it at first, right? But you
No,
just
I love
forgot
it.
about it. Okay.
I just
Yeah.
didn't continue reading it because I have hundreds of tabs open.
I can tell. How many chapters or volumes or whatever did you read of it?
I think like the first volume. That's
Oh,
it.
all right. Uh, how much?
Then then
How many
what?
volumes are there? How many volumes are there?
Let me check. 42 volumes.
42 volumes. All right. Uh, cool. That's it. That's not much. That's about as much as I've read into One Piece so far. Actually, a
And
little
I'm
less.
also gonna like
How
start
many? Yeah.
what?
Yeah. That. How many chapters? I mean, like how many chapters per volume?
I don't know, man. Why are you asking me such
Okay. Okay. I'm
detailed
gonna. Okay.
questions?
Okay. I'm gonna stop. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're
I'm
also
not
going.
I'm not huge on into this stuff.
All right. So should I get into my second book of the TBR, or you
Oh
have
yeah,
anything
you
else?
should.
All right. So I've already read this, and I'm not reading this. I am reading
A side
this,
story in
the
it?
the Emperor's Soul
Oh,
by
you
Brandon
recommended
Sanderson.
it to me.
Yeah, this is Brandon Sanderson. This is easily the best novella he's ever written. Honestly, so
I
Sanderson, he is known
remember.
for Sanderson. You know what he's known for, right?
Slow paced,
This,
long stories.
this. He's known for
Yeah,
this,
that.
that, that. This is heavy. This is weighing my hand down right now.
I think you're just weak.
That is part of it. Uh,
I remember when you first talked about Emperor's Soul in ninth grade, and
yeah,
Ara was like, "Oh, sure, I'll look it up," and you're like, "Don't
he
pirate
never
it,
did.
Ara." You went on a whole
Yeah,
lecture about not pirating the book,
yeah, I'm a hypocrite. But
and
what?
I still found the pirated version.
Of course you did. But okay, this book,
Sorry,
I
okay.
remember really liking it when I first read it. It was about a 4 star or 3.75 star. Now I think it is one of Sanderson's best books ever. Because like, okay, what I was going is where I was going is like, yeah, he is known for his big books. This is like barely 100 pages long, right? And The Emperor's Soul is probably like one of his most like thematically rich things ever. Like it doesn't reach
Oh
like
my
quite
god,
levels of some other
drama.
things. Let's say drama, yeah, and also like just themes. Like the way that two of my favorite Sanderson things are now Emperor's Soul and Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and those are two books where he specifically like goes into his experience as an artist, and I really like how he tackles that in both of these books, and especially in Emperor's Soul. He deals with that in such a great way. He goes into how experiences shape and mold a person, how hard it is to truly understand what makes up a person, how uh, what it takes to make true art. what real art is. He goes into a lot of stuff in this book, and I found it actually like contrasted a lot of stuff in Assassin's Quest really well, and that made it all the better. And now I love this book. I like, and Rishikesh calls it overrated. Shut up, Rishikesh. God damn it. Curse out, Rishikesh. Please.
Oh my god, I haven't texted Rishikesh back.
Okay, yeah, you can do it live on here, I guess. But this was really great. I'm gonna let Prisha take over for the next one. It's your turn.
Oh shit, hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I also wanna like start reading. Oh no, I need to should I do continue reading or like want to start reading?
Start reading.
Oh, start reading. Okay.
One Piece.
First I'm gonna continue. I also wanna continue in a how to survive as a player.
So what?
It's BL. As a
Of course
player.
it is.
It's like the guy is transported into like a game
Yes.
world, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like really high ranking in the game world, but then the game characters hate him.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should I talk about it?
Just talk about like your opinions. Don't like go into like the actual. Just like talk about
Okay,
what
so
you've
I
heard,
remember
what you're excited for. Yeah. Just talk about
initially I
what you've.
started reading it on laptop,
Uh-huh.
and then it's just really inconvenient to read manga on laptop. Okay, because like the laptop is like this, it's like this, right? And the
Yeah.
manga goes like this.
Yeah.
So either you have to zoom out a lot, or you have to settle for like this much of the manga panel at once.
Yeah.
So I stopped reading for a while, and then I forgot which chapter I was on.
Oh.
So I had to start like 10 chapters before where I actually was again and read up to it. And
Mm-hmm.
and then I stopped reading again. But this time I know which chapter I'm on.
Yeah.
And then should I complete all my want to reads first?
Uh, do whatever you want. Honestly, like as just finish what you might call it. After this, you can talk about Don't Let the Forest.
Really? But like
Yeah.
what am I gonna talk about it?
I have not finished this, but I will, I swear.
Okay. And then I also wanna finish reading Reunion.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
All
Reunion
right.
is really emotional.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing is based on this guy who was paid to act like this girl who had died previously and make. Okay, so basically there was this oh, I'm so bad at explaining shit.
Just talk about your opinions, it's fine.
I think it's really well done, but like it also gets like really boring sometimes, hence why I've dropped it like two times and picked it up again.
Yeah.
The concept is nice, honestly. Here the main character is trying to avoid the main lead who has
Mm-hmm.
lost his memories but feels a sense of familiarity with the main character even though he's not sure what it is.
Yeah.
And the memories that he's lost were basically that both of them were in a relationship, but the main
Mm-hmm.
lead didn't know that the main character was actually a guy because the main character was pretending to be a girl because he was paid to do it. He wasn't
Uh-huh.
paid to date the main lead, obviously. That's pretty shared. He was paid to pretend to be a girl who had died so that um, a grandfather of a the chairman of a big corporation could feel at ease before he died because there were inheritance um, fights being fought, and the guy who hired the guy to play the girl, he wanted to inherit the company, but the
Well,
chairman was really khadus. So you get the basic concept.
yeah,
And
I get.
then hmm, What else can I read? I'm literally going through like so many tabs right now. Ah, I will divorce. I will divorce the female lead's siscon brother.
That's the title.
Yeah,
That is a title for sure.
yeah. I will
Yeah.
divorce my. I will divorce the female lead's siscon brother.
I don't think I want to hear about this, but do go on, please. Yeah.
It's basically about a girl who transmitted what's no not trans that's not the correct word, who reincarnated, not even
Uh-huh.
reincarnated, she took the place of a character. What do you call that when someone who dies
Possessed.
takes? No,
Uh,
wait,
reanimates.
no.
Like takes the control of the dead body.
Oh, I said the correct word. Transmigration.
Uh-huh.
Transmigration. Okay,
I'm
so
confused.
the main character is a woman who transmigrates into the body of a woman who's marrying a character in a novel. So she transmigrates into the body of the wife to be of the older brother of the main character of the novel. So the main character of the novel is like a psychologically messed up orphan who's adopted by a ducal family, and they raise her spoiled. And in the story, when when the main character was reading the story, she didn't see how manipulative the the novel main character. I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Basically, husband dotes on younger sister. Husband um, abandons wife emotionally. Wife files for divorce. Husband doesn't want divorce because it will leave a stain on the duke's family. Wife doesn't care. Wife has a main character. Main character doesn't care. Annoying younger sister tries to manipulate everyone.
I
Main
hate
character
those.
becomes, yeah, main character becomes hated and not hated, and like I'm not sure what the character's standing is. Then main character meets to be emperor heir.
Hmm.
Emperor heir and main character start to like each other.
Yeah. I understood nothing, but okay, cool.
You know who would understand? Raghav.
Raghav would, because he's
Raghav.
into this
So
shit. He's into
I've
this shit.
spoken to Raghav about all of this.
He is into this shit.
He
So
is. He talks to me about it. This is the
yeah,
only thing we've ever talked about.
as you
Shoujo
should. Don't do
manhwa.
not bring up God Gurus next to him. He will go rabid.
I
All right.
also
So
wanna.
now,
Yeah. Okay.
hmm,
Yeah. You go ahead.
all right.
That's
Okay.
all my currently
We need to
reading.
remember we're alternating. All
What?
right. We're alternating. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one that I started today, and this is the part where Prisha looks up and checks.
Tears of the Fall. Mercy, Tears Fallen.
Tears of the Fallen. Yeah. So this book is so I watch a YouTuber named Chance Dillon. Chance. I say Chance because I'm Indian, but Chance is how they say it in America, and that's a name, so I'm gonna say Chance. Uh, Chance Dillon. He's an art. He's a YouTuber I watch. He talks about books and stuff. And
Chancellor?
Chance Dillon.
Chance Dillon. Okay.
Yeah, and he's a great YouTuber. I watch him a lot, and this book is coming out next month. But I got a Google form to apply to be an ARC reader, and I did. I took advantage of it almost immediately. So and I got it. I was actually surprised that I got it, but hey, uh, I'm happy either way. And I'm about 7% into it. That's like I don't know, 42 pages, because like in this there aren't any pages, like page count, because it's a PDF. So I had to calculate. It's an EPUB, so I had to calculate. Uh, I could not. So I don't think it's the exact, but it's about 42 pages into the book, and well, it's already more confusing than Malazan, which is like this book is heavily inspired by Malazan, or not heavily inspired,
You can't
but
tell
there's a
page
lot of
numbers in
parallels.
EPUBs.
I don't know, for this version, for some reason I can't yet. I don't know, but I calculated it's 42. And this book has been like every interview I've watched, every time he talks about it, he cites Malazan as a big, uh, like a big inspiration, and a lot of people who have reviewed it also compare it to Malazan. And I see the comparisons, except this is like 10 times more confusing from the beginning, and it's not that confusing again, but it is more confusing than Malazan so far, in my opinion. I think that will subside as the book goes on, because that's the experience that most people who have read it already have seen. But I am really excited to read this. First of all, if you see this cover in like color, it is gorgeous. It is a great cover
Can I
page.
Google it?
Yeah, Google it. But I'll
Oh,
put
you
up the
keep
picture
talking. I'm
here.
Googling it.
Yeah, I'll put down a link for you guys to order it if you want to. But yeah, I can't wait for this book. I can't wait to read the rest of this book. I just
It's like
wanted
the
to,
same thing, but the black is red.
yeah, and looks, and the red is really
Or if you
clean.
guys
Like,
want to see it.
no, I'll put up the picture on screen. You know,
Oh,
I can
okay.
just edit that on. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that
Sometimes
for
you
your
forget.
Dandadan character too.
Huh?
Yeah. I can do that for the
Oh,
Dandadan character too. Yeah. Yeah.
if
All
you
right.
want to.
Mm. That's it. Okay. You know what? Just text me just how to pronounce that, how to spell that out. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. And then we just have, God, I have a lot this month. So now I'm just gonna do two in one because it's the same author. Okay. So what we have here. So this is the last standalone
Is
within
that
the first law.
cheese?
Those are playing cards, Prisha.
Oh,
Those are
shit.
playing.
I thought that was a cook reference book thing. I don't know. That looked
Okay.
a lot like ingredients from where I'm sitting and where the book is.
Hmm. All right.
It's the
Red
book is
Country
like
is
all the
the
way in
final.
Whitefield.
Red Country is the final standalone in the First Law universe, and I this is the one that I've heard the least about. I think this is usually people's like least favorite First Law book in general. So I
Yeah.
have no expectations going into this whatsoever. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna read it. I know nothing, because like with the
You
Besser Call and the Heroes, I hear like at least like Besser Call, at least I hear like mixed opinions, which is like there's like one crowd of people saying it's like the best thing ever, and one people saying it's fine. And yeah, and because of that, it's like uh I do. So and I ended up really loving Best of Call. I loved the Heroes, and that had a lot of people love that book. And there are no opinions on this book. It is so strange. So I will have to see what I think about it. And Sharp Ends is a short story collection that I know nothing about. So that those are the two things. What's your last thing?
I am not telling you my last name.
Orwa Monkey D. Rufi. All right. Uh,
Siddharth Anirudh.
are you doxing me?
Oh my god! Is that Führer?
It is Leo Tolstoy.
Oh. Oh shit. I don't know why I thought that was Führer. Dostoevsky.
I'm saving him for either July or August.
School has
Or
started. When are you gonna read?
in the bus and at home after I'm done studying. I have a schedule, Prisha. I
What
stick to it.
schedule? You read like 1,000 page books in a week.
You know, 2 weeks. Uh,
Shut
no.
up. Read Crime and Punishment. Or read White
I
Nights or
will.
read whatever.
I will. Okay,
Read
but
The
okay.
Brothers Car.
Karamazov or whatever the hell that is. No, okay. See, my schedule is just like I wake up in the morning, I read for an hour, I go to school, I come back, and then at night, once I'm done studying, I read for an hour. That's literally it. So yeah. All right, Leo.
Dostoevsky.
Leo's Toy
Whiskey.
Store wrote Detective Ivan Ilyich. And the reason Arav got me this book because Arav is the best. Hi, Arav. Wish I say hi, Arav.
No. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky.
If I can't
Sometimes I
fit in
wonder if
one,
I'm pronouncing it right.
probably not. All right.
Dostoevsky or
Dostoevsky.
Dovitsky.
No, do not say Dovitsky ever again. I'm
Dovitsky.
begging you.
It's
I'm
so cute.
begging you. Not really.
Why?
No, it's he sounds Dutch or something. I don't know. That's probably stereotype.
Dovitsky.
I'm gonna cut that out. But
Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky.
yeah, there we go. Uh,
Yeah, but Dovitsky sounds so cute. As like since I was in like fifth grade, not fifth grade, sixth grade, I've called
what?
him Dovitsky because I couldn't read his name as a kid.
Yeah. hmm So Arif got me this book, and the reason why is because he just straight up asked me, and and he already got me something, and I had a suspicion. He was like, "Oh no, it's for some other friend." S- He's asking what I can get you, but I had a suspicion it was Arif. So I was like, no, no, it's not. So I sent the cheapest thing I could find, and actually this was there. And the reason this caught my eye is because one of my favorite booktubers, his name is Jake Bishop. He's the best because I identify with a lot of the stuff he says. You know what I mean? Like I just agree.
Dang, you
I
do.
just like yeah. Like first of all, he loves Sanderson, which he also but he is also like he also likes a lot of the more prose oriented books. So that's cool of him. And also like he's like one of the people who like a lot of people I hear are just like this book could have been shorter, and he's usually the guy who says no, it could not have, and I identify with that very heavily, and because that's me. I don't think most of the Stormlight books could have been shorter than they already were, except maybe Wind and Truth, but even that it's stretching it. But I digress, and I've heard this book has probably put people in existential crises and midlife crises as well. So I can't wait.
Crisis.
Crises is like
Crises.
plural, right? Crises is like plural, right?
I've never had
Right.
to say crisis in plural.
Let me
But
check.
I but like wouldn't it be crises? No, crises. Okay, crises does make sense.
Crises is plural noun. Crises. Yep, I was right. I'm always right. The Sid is always right. Remember. Uh.
Why would you
So
need to
yeah,
use crisis in a okay?
midlife crises. There's multiple of them. Existential crises. Come on. And
How
yeah,
many
I'm really excited.
existential crises can you have? You
Not
only
one
have
person. It's
one
like
because you have
collective
only one
amount of people. It is
existence.
a collective amount of people. It's a lot of people who are having
Honestly, I
existential
don't know why I'm
crises.
saying that because I literally read like half of Fyodor's books.
All right. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. And yeah, that is my second last thing. Prisha, your turn.
Wait, let's see. Okay, I should start with
Mhm.
my reading list.
Okay, maybe just like do like one or two more because we've already gone almost 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, I know I need to leave soon. I have like 10 more minutes, so I'm just gonna like
All right, just choose one.
okay, okay.
Turn
I
on your
thought I
camera,
read.
by the way.
Oh shit! Yeah. Wait, I'm looking through like the hundreds of
Yeah,
tabs I have open.
I'm gonna have to do so much editing this one
Why? Oh yeah.
because of all the silences and stuff.
Okay. So the one I have my eye on right now is Hornbull, Flame of the
Mm-hmm.
Soul,
Mm-hmm.
or like Soulfire, Hornbull. So it's adapted from a novel, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure what's about. I'm going into this blind. I like going into like stuff blind. I don't like reading summaries. So
Yeah.
we'll find out together. Well,
Yeah.
not together. I'll fill you
You'll
in
read
on
it
the
before me, and then you will tell me next month, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Well, what have you heard about it before? Not the summary, but just
Nothing.
like nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Not even like. Then how do you find out about it?
Um, Instagram.
And what did the people on Instagram say about it?
Nothing. They just recommend it.
Okay,
It's
then.
not.
Well,
It's not a solo recommend.
all right, Prisha. Well, let's end this off. Let's with two questions. All right. What is your book of the month?
Hmm?
What's your
My
book of the
book of the
month?
month. I don't
Yes.
have a book of the month.
What is your thing of the month?
Hating on Kinta
That's
and
not what I
the
meant, but okay.
hating on Kinta and the movie, Omelets and Reader's Viewpoint movie.
All right. My book of the month was this One Piece Water 7 Saga. It was phenomenal. It beat out short history of nearly everything, and not by a hair. It was very good. And Prisha, what's your recommendation of the month? What do you want people to go out, watch, read, uh, or anything?
Hmm.
What's your recommendation of the month to
Hmm.
me? What do you
Oh,
recommend me?
I don't recommend you anything. You can't read
Anything.
the
Come
shit
on.
I'm reading.
Anything. Come on. Anything. Let's be
Um,
something.
I don't know about you, but like if anyone's watching this, I recently started watching Bubble. It's a movie
Okay.
on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix. It's anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cute.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm also I've also watched a couple of horror movies, but like people don't really like horror movies, so like I'm not gonna recommend any of that.
All right. What? Okay. I'm gonna recommend you something specifically. So there's two things.
I'm not gonna read it, Sid. Assassin's Quest.
Farseer trilogy as a whole. It is phenomenal. You would like it. Also, but I know there's something that you are more likely to read because you don't think it's long. I mean, you probably think it's long, but it's like you knock out like 100 chapters in like how long do you take for the 100 chapters?
I don't know. I've never read 100 chapters before.
You have to. Whatever. Read One Piece, please.
Oh, you meant I thought you meant like a book.
Okay. Yeah. How long does it take you to read 100 chapters?
Not that long. Maybe
All
like
right,
two
then
to
read
three.
One Piece. I mean, then One Piece should take you like 2 to 3, 20 to 30 days.
If I'm reading it with the same pace I started it with. You've seen the millions I've read left unread. I literally read you out my list.
Okay, but
That
you can
wasn't
read like a
even
saga.
1%.
You should read like a saga at a time. Like take a like read East Blue, take a break. Read Alabasta, take a break. Read Skypiea, take a break. Read Water Seven, take a break. Read Thriller Bark, take a break. Read Summon War, take a break. Read whatever the hell comes after that, take a break. Like take like that. All right,
Okay.
that brings us to the end of this 1 hour 30 minute abomination. Uh, we had fun. We had fun seeing you on Professional Bookworms, the worst titled booktube channel on the internet. Thank you for watching. We will smell you later. And I do mean we, like both of us
Why
specifically,
me?
because you're part of the channel.